Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rosie of Rosie Reads 613, and today I have my March TBR for you guys. So let's get started. I have a very big TBR this month, and I kind of switched it up a little bit just because I participated in a readathon that was all about ebooks. It was kind of celebrating ebooks or like showing some love to your ebooks. And that was hashtag eReadathon. I really enjoyed reading ebooks, so I thought I would incorporate them into my TBR from now on. So, and then on top of it, I have a slight obsession with going to the library. I don't know if you guys have this problem, but I tend to go to the library and check out way too many books. So in order to read the books that I check out, I've also incorporated a few books into my TBR that I have checked out from the library. I have 9 books. Yes, that is a not large number. I have 9 books that I am planning on reading this month. The first book that I actually already started reading is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. Yeah. I'm like literally 5 pages in. I picked this up in my February book haul, so if you guys want to go check it out, it's the part 2 version or part 1. Both will be linked down below. It was my first ever haul on this channel, and it was so much fun to do. So, but yeah. This is a very well-known book in the booktube community. I've seen so many people talk about this series. It follows main character Blue, who is part of a family of psychics, and she has been told all her life that she will kill her true love, which is kind of a little off-putting, to be honest. If I was told that, I'd be like, well, that's great, thank you. But on St. Mark's Eve, I believe it's called, it's a holiday where the dead walk through this town where she lives in, and she usually never sees anyone when this happens. She goes with her family, and this year she actually like physically sees someone, and his name is Gansey, and he is part of he's known as one of the Raven Boys, and so I believe it's kind of around their relationship. It's definitely like a paranormal fantasy-ish book. Please don't quote me, because obviously my synopsis skills are on point today. Other than that, I absolutely love this cover. Like, the boys right here are so, I'm just like, ooh, hello. I'm kind of wondering which one's Gansey. Don't know yet. But I'm super excited to read this. I've heard nothing but great things from Maggie Stiefvater. Please, sorry for butchering the name, but yeah. So that's number 1. Number 2 is one of my library books. It is The Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson. It's the first book in this series. It is about a girl, Elisa, who is a princess, I believe. Elisa is supposed to marry the king, who is older than her, and I'm pretty sure she runs away from getting married to him, and things happen. My synopsis skills are, again, definitely on point today, but I'm really excited to read this. I've heard really good things about this series on BookTube, and I just, ever since I've seen this cover, I've just been like, ooh, hello, can I please read this series? But yeah, so that's the second book. That was not the second book. Sorry, I have a list like right next to me, but that was not the second book. That is technically the third book. So sorry. Definitely, my mind is somewhere else today. The second book is actually an ebook. It is called Savor by Megan Duncan. And I will obviously leave a picture of, or picture of the book cover up here. Saver is about Claire Miller. She is about to turn 18 years old, and all she wants to do is celebrate her birthday. But in her world, vampires rule, and so she has chosen to be turned into the new heir or the new vampire princess of this family. And so it's kind of just, it's a paranormal romance, so there's obviously a guy involved. And so seems like a really interesting book. It is the first in a series, and I am really interested to read it. It is one of my ebooks this month, so yeah. So the fourth book is my other library pick, and that is Perfect Chemistry by Simone Eccles. This is a young adult contemporary romance. Hope just mentioned it in one of her videos, so I was really surprised, actually really kind of excited that this was in my TBR. I read the synopsis and like loved it. I was like, oh, this looks like it's gonna be so much fun. You've got Brittany, who is your all-American head cheerleader, and then you have Alex, who is a gang member. So it's a relationship between like two very unlikely characters. You've got, like Miss Popular head cheerleader, and she gets paired with Alex in science class, and obviously when they meet, they're just like, yeah, don't really like you. There's like a blurb of the synopsis on the back, and it's right when they meet or something, and basically you have to like introduce your partner to the class, and let me just say, both of them do just a wonderful job. Obviously they come from two different worlds in terms of how they grew up, so I am really interested to see how their relationship unfolds, and I've never read a book like this, so I'm super kind of really intrigued. So the fifth book on my TBR is one of the books that I hauled, and it is Quarterback Draw by J.C. Burton. It's an adult romance book. I'm also really excited to read this just because even though the synopsis is very like cliche and kind of like cheesy in a way, I'm a sucker for these books. It is about a quarterback, Grant Cassidy, who is like this big football star who gets what he wants and flashes his smile, and all the girls love him. And then he meets a supermodel. Yes, you've got a quarterback and a supermodel. I know. He meets a supermodel named Katrina Koroskova, and she is not having his whole like, ooh, look at me, like flash my smile, get what I want. She's very driven. She takes pride in her job and tries to provide for her family, but obviously there's an attraction between the two of them, and so yeah, I'm really excited. I've never read anything by J.C. Burton. I talked about that when I hauled this, and I don't know, I have like a really good feeling that I'm gonna like this, so we'll see. The fifth book on my TBR is Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry. This is the second book in the Giver Quartet. I've owned this book for like forever, and I read The Giver for my children's literature class that I took my last semester in college, and I absolutely loved it. Like, oh my god, so good. And so I owned a copy of Gathering Blue and thought, why not continue the series? From my understanding, it's not a continuation of the story that would take place in The Giver, but it's kind of like a companion novel that still takes place in the world that was set up in The Giver, but it involves different characters. And I believe this one is, it revolves around Kira, and she lives within the world that was set up in the first book. So I'm really excited to read this. If The Giver was good, then I'm sure this one will be. And yeah, super excited. I'm pretty sure that I just said that was the 5th book. Maybe not. Let's just go with it. But this is the 6th book. Just saying. My numbers are all messed up, and it might not matter to some people, but I'm a list girl. I love lists. I make lists. So it's number 6 on my list. Number 7 is also another book that I hauled last month, and that is The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards. Super excited to read this. It is about a doctor who delivers his twins during a blizzard, and he delivers his son and his daughter. His daughter, they discover, has Down syndrome. His son is born perfectly healthy, and so he tells the nurse, who I believe is helping him deliver his babies, to take his daughter away, and they make this decision because of, hello, camera change, they make this decision to just kind of take the daughter away because she has Down syndrome, and the nurse who helped him actually keeps the daughter and raises her as her own. And so it's kind of like, I guess a lot of the plot parallels between the doctor and his family, and then the nurse and her new daughter, and how they connect. But it seems really, really interesting. I'm super excited to read it. The last 2 books on my TBR list are both ebooks. The first one is called Surrender by Melody Ann. So this book revolves around Raph and Ariana. And Raph is looking, he's like he doesn't really like commitment, not a huge fan, so he's looking for a mistress, and Ariana comes into the picture, and what kind of comes off as this very not super serious relationship, because he's not really into that. They kind of start liking each other, from what I can gather. Obviously, in these books, it's the whole oh yeah, we're just gonna do this whole no strings attached thing, everything will be fine, whatnot. Yeah, that doesn't happen. So obviously, there's an attraction, the attraction grows, and I'm excited to see where it goes. The last book is Waking Up Married by Mira Lynn Kelly, and the title is very kind of self-explanatory. The story follows Megan, and she has gone to a bachelorette party, and she wakes up with a huge hangover and also realizes that she got married to Connor, who is lying next to her in this bed. They did a Hallmark movie very similar to this, and yes, I watch Hallmark, love that channel, love those movies. And the woman's reaction in the movie is very similar to Megan's reaction. Basically, she's like, "Okay, this happened. We need to get a divorce," because I didn't sign up for this. And surprisingly, Connor doesn't want to get divorced. He actually wants to kind of make this work, I think. So it's very interesting. I think it's going to be a fun read. So those are all the books that I plan on reading for March. Again, it's a huge list. I don't know if I'll get to all of them. I'm being super ambitious as always. If you liked seeing me talk about these books, liked my synopsis skills, because they're super great, then don't forget to subscribe down below. Also, if you want, you can follow me, friend me, all those terms that go with social media. I have a Twitter, an Instagram, a Pinterest, and a Goodreads account, of course. So all of that will be in the down bar below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!